No. No.
It was a miracle.
No. I'm going the other way. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and also welcome if you are new. I'm so grateful to have you all here. So my name is AkuaB and here on this channel I cover all things faith, culture and encouragement. And as you can see from the title of today's video, I'm going to be continuing on with my reactions to The Chosen with season 2, episode 5, part 1. But before I get straight into that, as per usual, I'd just like to quickly encourage you to leave a like down below on today's video and also comment something that you're enjoying from my reaction or just something that you enjoyed from this episode in general. Also, if you haven't already, then thank you so much to everyone who's already subscribed. If you haven't, make sure that you click that button right now, or at least before you exit the video. And also, if you've done all of those things already, then thank you so much. And please make sure that you turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Also, head over to my Instagram page at AkuaB or EstherABF for way more faith, culture and encouragement. That is just an extension of what I do here, and I just think social media is a great tool to use for the kingdom and to just share more Jesus. And yeah, make sure you follow me over there, and let's get straight into it. Okay, so before we get straight into it, I just want to quickly apologise for any washing machine noises in the background. I've just quickly put in a load and it's kind of coming through the door, so I apologise in advance if you hear any distracting noises. But yeah, let's get straight into it. I love this bit.
Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, whose world lacks nothing, and who made wondrous creatures and good trees, through which he brings pleasure to the children of heaven. If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in the...
I don't exactly know what's going on here, but with the background they've given Mary Magdalene, I think it's maybe one of the people that she used to deal with in the Red Quarter or something like that. Oh wow. I love how they don't shy away from like going back into the past of the disciples and the people that followed Jesus, because once you follow Jesus, it's not like everything's hunky-dory. Like, you still have things that trigger you and still things that you need to work through and all of that. Like, because they've been so isolated from their previous lives, like Matthew is no longer at the tax collector's box every day and seeing all the people he used to take money from. They're kind of slightly removed from that. Now they're traveling and sharing the gospel. So having that part of the past come back at you must have been like crazy. They hit us hard every time. You know, just as I'm listening to this intro, it's just making me think of all the people behind the scenes that we don't get to see in front of the screen, obviously, in front of the camera. And I'm just thinking, like, if any of you are interested in some kind of behind the scenes, deep dive into like the creators and all of these like behind the scenes stuff, because I've not really covered that on my channel, then definitely let me know and I'd be more than happy to go into that.
Did he tell you his name? Jesus. Jesus who? From where?
Lineage?
His favorite food. He told me his name. That's it. There were 1 million Jews here for the festival. Thousands named Jesus.
Jesse, stop pacing.
With all due respect, Rabbi, I've been still for 38 years.
Wow. It just made me think, because he said there's so many Jesuses. It's like Jesus was a common name back then, and when I was first saved and reading the Bible and all this stuff, it didn't seem like that. Like, there was no one else in the Bible written that I can recall that was called Jesus. So when I was doing my commentary and studying the Bible and stuff, to hear that Jesus was a common name, I was like, oh, like, that's so interesting.
Tell us exactly what he said. Again!
He's on trial for
He
being
told me to go
healed.
and sin no more. That the result of sin is far worse than being crippled. And to pick up your mat. When he healed me, yes. But he found me down here today as well.
Was anyone with him?
3 men. One was taking notes. I think another said a few words to me as Jesus disappeared.
He knows who.
I barely heard anything. My legs.
Jesse.
The other said something. But by the time you finished yelling at me, they were all gone.
Think. What else did he say to you today?
I can't imagine this is what it's actually like. Like, they hated Jesus' ministry and they hated Jesus. Like, he went so against their religiousness that the interrogation that they must have held people under, I can't even imagine this. This probably doesn't even scratch the surface.
To see Jesus' cousin, I think.
It was him. It was Jesus of Nazareth.
Nazareth?
This is going to be a running joke, Nazareth. I don't think he's going to be sitting for a very long time.
Jesse? Yes? How do you know my name?
The word's out. So it's true that you're on your feet.
Are you Roman?
Does my accent give me away?
I already told the Sanhedrin all I know.
I was born Roman. Yes. But I'm just a man. I had to see with my own eyes. I believe it was a miracle.
Okay. You know what? We don't hear too much about people, that the Gentiles being saved as much. Like, it's so interesting to see how the Chosen as a show is going to portray the Gentiles being saved as a result of witnessing the goodness of God.
I know it was.
Life-changing.
Is he being sarcastic though?
But forbidden. You must want to shout from the rooftops.
I do.
Do you at least have anyone close to share the good news with? Friends? Family?
I encountered my brother.
Oh no. That he's lying, and I'm upset now.
Immediately after leaving the pool.
Incredible.
He's trying to find the brother.
And what did he think? It's safe. Jesse, you can tell me.
He believes the man responsible has to be the Messiah.
I don't know if I can trust him.
Remarkable. My God, the soul you put into me is pure. You created it, you formed it, and you breathed it into me. You preserve it within me, and you will restore it.
Isn't that strange? That's like, when I was watching that just then, it just made me think of the way that we're told that we're set apart. Obviously we saw the groups of people, he was training a group in the last episode, but seeing the way that he's doing this by himself after he's learnt that the Messiah is here, that Jesus is here, and seeing the way that he healed his brother, and now he's doing all this training and building himself up alone. It just made me think of the fact that he's set apart now and he's started on a different path. Maybe I'm reading too much into this. No, I'm going the other way. No. Oh. What's the screaming?
It can smell you. So I can smell you. Come no closer.
How did you know I was following you?
The demon that possesses me.
We're going there. We're going there. Wow. We're going there. Okay.
This, it loves you.
That won't be easy.
You could kill me. Do it.
Are you a Roman? No. A tax collector.
Please.
Your body is temporal. A demon will go on, pass through the waterless places and find someone else. If you're strong enough to have lucid moments, it's safer in you. Until you find someone who can truly help you. God bless you.
It makes me cut myself.
Would you believe this isn't the strangest thing that's happened to me in the past week?
Okay, I just need a second. I just need a second. We're going there. I've never seen a show that's covered like demonic possession or anything like that that is not a horror film. Like, this is true stuff that happens. People deal with this kind of stuff a lot in private because no one would believe them. Ooh.
There's smell on you. Something vile.
I hugged my brother goodbye yesterday at the end of the feast. He'd been lying in the pool of his own.
Is he a... what? Holy person?
Not for a long time.
It has a bad feeling about you.
That must be a good thing then.
near the Jordan, outside Jericho.
We passed Jericho a while ago.
Near is a relative term. And John's never where you expect him to be.
I did not need that. After that last scene, I did not need that.
Oh, I heard about the scandal at the pool. Love it! I figured you would.
Oh.
They're gonna come after you so hard tonight.
Let them come. I see you're still not eating meat, huh?
Oi, the hassle of it all.
Skin and bones.
Listen, we don't have much time, right? I left Jacob and the rest of my followers in Jericho to preach repentance. I have to go back to Jerusalem.
Jerusalem?
We were all just there.
You didn't hear the news?
What?
Herod divorced Vasilis and is marrying Herodias, his brother's ex-wife. Someone has to call them out on this filth.
Woodman, you...
We know where that's going to end. If you've read your Bible...
Allow me a moment with my cousin?
O Adonai, my God in you. The root is in these three characters. He, Samet, He. To seek refuge. But there's no He. It's swallowed up in the ending characters. How does it do that? The ending characters are it's defining the action as I can't remember the rule. No, it's okay. No, it's really frustrating. I know this. Let's take a break. No. Oh, I'm sorry. From my pursuers and deliver me lest they cut a lion. Tear, not cut. And notice that the lion is not receiving the tearing, he's doing the tearing. The calf is the hint of that. Lest, like a lion, they tear.
Intense.
Not going well. Couldn't agree more. You see it too? How frustrated Mary is? When she needs a pause to compose herself, she takes a drink of water. No, I meant staying behind with you while everyone else is out chopping wood or whatever. Daniel said he needs more posts for the new tent. I know. They said that we are better suited handling the food. Yes, Matthew, I was there. This is what I'm talking about. Just because I was a tax collector. You were a tax collector? You knew that. I think you're arrogant.
I think watching it, you can be like, oh, they're dragging it out. He's a tax collector, yeah. But like, this is ingrained into their psyche that tax collectors were not part of them, and they were like outcast. So to see it crop up again and again, for us it can be like, okay, like you're a disciple now, you're all buddies, but it's like, no, like this is something that is going to be very difficult for them to get over.
I don't think you're right. I'm very humble. You're bragging about your humility. And yes, it's because you were a tax collector. And why are you watching Rema so closely? I'm not watching her. Oh, you're collecting Torah verses? You're
Jelly.
donating your tablets? It's that easy to get. You like her?
very illogical when you're
They're not gonna start this. Don't start this.
emotional.
Oh no.
It is right there in the book of Moses. If a man takes his brother's wife, it is impurity. He has uncovered his brother's nakedness. They shall be childless.
I understand it's against the law of Moses, but I'm here for bigger purposes than the breaking of rules.
You minimize incest?
Of course not.
What if the laws of Moses will be minimized?
All of this will be addressed. I'm not ready to get into the specifics.
You appear to be not ready to get into the specifics of a lot of things. For instance,
Stay on topic. The romantic lives of rulers and kings has been and always will be of enormous fascination to people. It was covered at length in Torah. I don't see why you feel the need to focus on
he's
it
a
now.
client king, or tetrarch, or whatever. He's one of us. He's unlawful. I am not afraid of him. He may not be as bad as his father, but he is still bad. I'm gonna march straight into his court, and I'm gonna tell him to his face. My followers will love it.
You do know how that's going to end, don't you?
I get arrested all the time. It's what radicals do. I'll be fine. Herod is afraid of me. The people hold me to be a prophet. Some say Elijah himself.
Maybe not the Elijah, but we both know of the Elijah-ness of your role.
Do we? Because I'm beginning to wonder why you're taking this so slow. Why you're always running away after performing miracles. Tell me, why do you always go off to these desolate places?
I need solitude. I'm working on something. A sermon. A big one.
You're the planning type. I would say the first thing that comes to my mind. In preaching and in life.
Yes, I remember from the time you started talking. And I heard about that brood of vipers comment. That was classic.
I wonder how they're gonna do this Sermon on the Mount. I've had a little behind the scenes sneak peek from someone that commented a while ago, but I wonder what it's actually gonna play out and look like.
Do you know how the poets say vipers are born?
Yes, they hatch inside their mothers and eat their way out, killing their mothers in the process. I thought it was a pretty good line.
Yes, but no one wants to be accused of killing their Ima.
Yeah, well, I'm not here to make friends with religious leaders, and judging by that stunt you pulled on the Sabbath, neither are you. Are you really going to be nice to these people?
I suppose not. Just be careful.
Now is not the time to be careful. 30 years you've been here.
David was a shepherd and in the wilderness and on the run for 30 years before he became king.
Yes, and then he ruled for 40 years. He killed a bunch of people, made horrible mistakes, and then he died in bed with a teenager he was not married to.
Maybe not the best analogy, but also she was there to keep him warm.
I know,
Everyone
I know. I know what you mean. But what I'm saying is, taking all this time, telling all these stories, I must confess, I'm eager for you to get to the point.
Look, I'm going to tell stories that make sense to some people, but not to others. And that's just how it's going to be.
I get it. It's not like I'm preaching stories for children either. It's becoming real, isn't it? Everything we've prepared for.
It is.
I mean, it's always been real, but it's one thing to preach about it. To hear my Abba's prophecy growing up, and your...
Oh, I just got flashbacks of the first, I think it was the first episode of season 2, where they're all sat and I think it was John that was taking notes, doing the Gospel of John, and taking all of their accounts of the works and the ministry of Jesus, like Oh, I'm just getting flashbacks, and just the whole wave of it, it's just coming back to me, like it's all real, like, and people lived through this and experienced all of this. It's a lot.
Song. But it's heavy when it becomes real. No? Do you feel ready?
I'm always ready to do my Father's will. But that doesn't make it easy.
Listen, I was rude to you before, but it's only because we go back so far and I can tease a bit. But you know that my heart is yours. My life is yours. The sole reason why I was miraculously conceived by two old people was to pave the way for you. I'm just impatient for you to get to work.
It's interesting. When I first read the birth of John the Baptist, I was like, oh my gosh, it kind of reflects the OG parents in the Bible, Abraham and Sarah, with Sarah being old of age and past child-rearing years. And it's just like, I think I was listening to a Bible study podcast as well. I can't remember who the author is, but if I find it, I'll leave it somewhere on the screen or in the description. But he was just saying, like, sometimes, I don't know if he said this or if this is what I took from it, but what I mostly took from it was that sometimes we have to get to the end of our hope and be completely, like, hopeless for God to work then, because then we know that it's not of us and it's not of anything that we did, but it's only by the miraculous power of God. So it's just interesting how miracles happen, and the only reason that it is a miracle is because it's beyond us, and that's where God comes in. So
I understand. And I'm grateful for your part. You have done God's work. Albeit in a unique way.
Guilty as charged. Yeah, and perhaps a poor choice of words. Perhaps.
he's up to no good. He's up to no good. I don't trust him.
How is it? It's hard work. How old were you when you learned this?
I was young. I think it's easier when you're a child. I had a better teacher than you.
I think she's like phased. There's something about her that's detached.
I talked before.
Tell me about it.
I just feel, I don't know, So I saw a Roman on horseback today when I was speaking persimmons.
Did he question you?
No. He didn't even see me. Just the sight of him made me, filled me with... I just dropped my basket and ran. Totally ignored the prayers in my hands.
This is hard. Not just study things.
Do you want to try again?
Oh, that's so cute. Isn't it weird that in one like action it's like things are smoothed over, like, oh. Oh. It's like that scene where at the beginning of, I think it was the last episode where it was like that 15-minute block of like speechless screen time, and that was just so interesting that they can make a scene say so much without saying anything at all. And I think something intense is going to happen.
What's wrong? What's that sound?
Oh no.
Did
Oh
you?
no. No.
I heard that.
It's the man again. It's the demon-possessed man.
Eddie, Mama. Rima. Rima.
What's that sound?
Are you okay?
Oh.
Smell. It's on all of you. But worse. Putrid.
Don't come any closer.
Imagine how traumatic that must be for her, like having been in that situation.
Stop. Hey.
No. No. We're gonna stop this reaction right here because I'm triggered, and we're gonna talk about this in the outro. Okay, so that is the end of today's reaction. That end bit, oh my goodness, I had to pause it there. Like, if I'm gonna do part 1 and 2, I had to end part 1 there. That took me to another level right there. Like, what was that? Like, I've heard so many stories of situations with demonic possession and all of this stuff, and had my own experiences. That just triggered me. I had to stop it right there. Like, this first half has been so many different storylines like weaved into one. Like, we initially started out with Mary getting triggered because, I'm saying triggered a lot, but she got triggered because she saw the Roman on the horse and she dropped her basket, ran away, she felt detached and just agitated throughout the rest of the day when she was helping Rayma learn Torah. And then the storyline with John the Baptist coming up to Jesus and asking him questions, and the storyline about Jesse that got healed, and the Roman person that is like a secret background guy that's doing some weird undercover work, and I think he's trying to like infiltrate / find out information on Jesse's brother. So yeah, there's a lot going on so far in this episode, and I'm really enjoying it. It's very overwhelming though, like there's so much that's happening, and I think from season 1 I felt most plugged in and like related to Mary's story, not because of experience, but because, I don't know, there's just something about her character, and even just reading the Bible, like so much that I'm just like, my heart is just with that character, with Mary. But yeah, it's just, what a crazy episode, and I can't wait to see what happens in part 2 of this, because I've not watched it yet. I totally like film these separately, so please don't leave any spoilers in the comments. But yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with that whole demonic possession situation, if Jesus comes back in time to, you know, rebuke the demon and all of that stuff, because we've not seen that yet. We've not seen a rebuke of a demon, and we've also not seen, well, we've kind of seen it with Mary in the first season, but not like not on this level. Like, this is different because obviously we've introduced Jesus now and we're with the disciples, so to tackle that situation in this next part is going to be quite interesting. Yeah, in the first season, I think I even did a reaction to that, but that shook me up as well, because just seeing that and seeing that deliverance after the Pharisees failed at doing it, Nicodemus was like terrified and stuff like that, and this is real life, this is real people's lives, and this is not something to be taken lightly. So I can't wait to see how they're going to handle it and how they're going to handle the resolution of it. And yeah, I like that they're not shying away from showing the graphic and vivid parts of this dark stuff, because when he pulled back his sleeves and he was like, it makes me cut myself, I was like, oh my goodness, like this is so much, this has so many layers to it and so much to it that I'm glad they've included it, and I'm glad that they're showing it to such a wide audience to make people aware of it, because once you become Christian, or even before that, people deal with stuff that isn't so in your face and in church meetings every Sunday. So I'm glad that they're touching on that, and we'll see what happens in part 2. There's nothing much else to talk about that's going into a lot of depth without knowing what's going to happen next. So I'm going to leave it here. So make sure that you leave a like down below if you liked this video. Make sure that you comment something that you enjoyed from my reaction or just the episode in general. And also, if you haven't already, then please make sure that you click the subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell so you never miss another upload. And I'll catch you in part 2. Stay blessed and bye.